it out of space. Drop that bass in your face. Pick it back up, put it on the turntable, and drop that bass in your face. MCs wrapping it up with the tight production. Right off the rip, getting into something. Licking shots, triggering samples. Get the kettle on, I'm off the handle. Loud and rowdy, no further questions. Lighten up another kick in session.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ace. This is the Kicking It podcast, and as usual, I got my two co-hosts with me. While it's top of mind, let me go ahead and get this out the way. Queen, how are you doing this
There
evening?
you go. I appreciated you getting it right this time. I am doing good. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I had a rough day today, but we're not gonna get off into that. Try not to anyway. Sometimes a brother just needs to vent, but we're gonna keep it pushing. Chris, how you doing tonight, man? How was your week?
Good. I can't complain. Had a good week.
That's good. That's good. Always good to hear, my favorite people. Always glad to hear that y'all doing good and that y'all are straight. This is some of my favorite this is my favorite part of the week, being able to sit down, talk with you all, and just kind of, discuss. We talk throughout the week, just getting production ideas and things of that nature. But this is our time to really just sit down, kind of chill, and enjoy the fruits of our labor, some of the work we put in behind the scenes. So, I mean, that major this week to start off with, but we do want to go ahead and jump into these upcoming releases as we do on our first segment every week. So I kind of want to not switch everything up, but kind of have a slight rewind and discuss the brick after bricks.
Yeah.
What do you all think of like the fallout from the brick after a post release? What do y'all think?
I mean, unfortunately, I didn't hit. It's not like I entered several raffles or anything. I entered a couple. I didn't hit on either. Um, the resale prices isn't crazy though. I mean, it's nothing major. I mean, I thought about it for a minute. No, still ain't gonna do it. But they're like what, in my size anyway, it's like 347, like right at 350. And the first shoe, the brick by brick, is still like 700 plus. So, I mean,
Yeah.
relatively speaking, the resale price isn't, very high.
I mean, no, it's not crazy at all. I was fortunate enough to hit, I didn't hit on Nike on sneakers, but I was fortunate to hit on the Nigel Sylvester's actual website. So I lucked out from that standpoint, and I didn't get the notification. I'm sorry about that. I didn't get the notification that I hit until what was that? I well until like the end of the day. I don't think I got the notification that I wanted to like 5:40 something, like 5, because I just got home. I laid in the bed and something made me check. I checked my account, the one that I typically use to buy sneakers. I was like, I'm gonna use this money for something else, and I looked, the money was gone. I was just instantly thought, I know you fucking lying. Like, I instantly went to EQL, and it said that you won. So I was like, fuck yeah. So with that being said, it's probably gonna take me a month to get my shoes because they have been we're preparing to ship your shoes for the past several days. So I'm not too pressed about it because I'm not gonna wear them anyway. I mean, so
Right.
not right away. I mean, I
Right.
did break my rule and wear the brick by bricks. I waited till like September to wear them, and I finally bust them out. And I wore them again in November to a Friendsgiving. So I mean, I'm not pressed to get them. Christina, did you even try?
No, I didn't try. It's not really my color. Even though it's a nice looking shoe, just not my color. But I mean, with resale not being too bad, I'm a little surprised on that. I
I
was
am too.
expecting
Yeah.
resale to be a little higher. That was just my expectations. Even though I wasn't getting them, I just expected resale to be a little bit higher. But we talked about this last week. Is the resale game just going down? Is it worth buying a shoe to try to resell it? Granted, yeah, someone can make a few dollars off, these for sure, but I was just expecting a higher resale price. I'm don't get me wrong. I'm as a person who's not getting a shoe for other people who want maybe genuinely want the shoe, and it still seems affordable. Um, in it, nobody really wants to pay over resale, but it's still affordable in that range of not diabolical. So yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not diabolical because I mean, when you factor in, I mean, if you got them from sneakers, that's one thing because the shipping is free. You don't have to pay for anything. But on Nigel's website, I had to pay $20 for shipping, and of course, I figured the taxes were probably higher, so that shit came out to like $260.
Hmm.
So when I'm looking at a size 10, 10 and a half, when I last looked, they were like 315ish. I mean, that's not outlandish to pay that to me. I mean, for a shoe that I want. So
Hmm.
I probably wouldn't have had a problem like maybe, and that's the thing, you have to time it pretty good because you don't know if you want to wait or if you want to, you know, just take the chance that hey, it might go down, but I doubt that it goes down from here. I mean, that's one of those things where it's low now. I mean, we're kind of riding that the fate is past and people are kind of over it. And again, forgive me for the pings. My phone is going crazy, but yeah, I think that it's only going to go up, but I don't expect it to go up significantly from here. I really don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I don't either. I looked at the purchases on StockX, and I think the lowest I saw was like 320, and the highest I saw was like 445 in my size. So, and right now they sitting at like I said 347. So,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah. Again, I'm happy that I got them. So again, it's one of those things to where that I look out somehow. It's one of those things where that I really I don't want to upset the shoe guys, but you know I'm hella thankful. But the one thing I do want to point out that is super corny to me, and I don't like this shit because I've been on a Threads kick lately, like Threads, you know, which is Facebook's basically version of Twitter. I like Threads. It's more of like it's the Target version of Xbox to me. So I mean of Twitter. So I say Xbox, but it's the Target. It's like Twitter and like X is Walmart on Florissant, and and then, you know, like, um, Threads is like Target and Creve Core or something. So it's very nice dialogue, good people. And I did see somebody post something that upset me. He posted a side by side picture of the Nigels, and then he posted the Retro 12s, the Bloodlines that came out. And he said, I got these pointing at the Nigels. And he said, y'all got these pointing at the Bloodlines. That's so, to me, that's corny as fuck. I
yeah.
don't like when people, you know, you lucked out, you know, but by the grace of God, and I know that maybe I might take it too serious just because you know I've been in the game since I've been shit really been a sneakerhead since I've been 6. So to me, it's just I don't take my W's lightly, you know, because I could be on the opposite end of you know not getting a shoe. I mean, early in the day, I was. My co-host, who has been featured on our podcast before, Shanice, she hit on sneakers, and when she sent me the W sign, she got hers like 3 minutes into sneakers launching. And I'm be honest, of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm happy somebody I know got them, but there's still a little part of me that's a little salty when I got the hey, you didn't get them, or you know the little. It's a little part of me that's salty, but at the end of the day, I'm still happy that, you know, for the people who did win them, but you ain't never gonna catch me, you know, shitting on nobody because that's just a bitch mode.
Well, definitely.
Yeah. I
I'm never
mean,
envious or of anybody's W or anything like that. You know, if they hit, good for them, and if I don't, you know, I'll try next time on something, and maybe I will. You know, it's just like I get what I get.
yeah.
I get what's
When
for me.
Yeah, you know, you one of the first people that I share my W's with. So I always feel, you know, that the love or the excitement, you know, just first thing you said, I'm happy somebody I knew got them. So
Yeah.
because same can be said about when those fragments came out. To this day, I still don't know nobody who got those fragment one lows, those Travises that came out last year.
Yeah.
Or was
Hmm.
that earlier this year?
I feel like it was last year, but
It's
I'm not sure.
really
But I
crazy.
feel like it was last year.
Yeah, I mean, didn't nobody fucking? I don't know anybody who hit on those. I haven't seen them
Yeah.
in public or anything. So again, it's crazy work. But speaking of Travis's, let's talk about it because I did notice that on the sneakers app, both pairs of the Travis Scott low ones, the tropical and the soft pink, are uploaded and ready to go. So they are
Mhm.
dropping. Is it this Friday or is it Saturday? Let me pull it up real quick.
I think with those, like, Travis shoes, I think there's like people are like, okay, cool, I get them, but I think the hype has kind of died down a little bit to a certain degree about like, oh, I gotta have these Travis Scotts, and then them all, almost seem always being limited. It's just like people like, oh, I can get something else. It's other options very similar, very close to them. So I don't know if people are really excited about them.
I'm, I will say that the hype.
Outside of you.
Sh- No, I mean, I will say that the hype doesn't compare to what it has in the past. It's definitely nowhere near that. But then again, those are the times that we're in. However, with that being said, I will say that on social media platforms, I have seen people that aren't sneakerheads talk about these. I've had people that don't typically buy shoes that may see me post them or not even post them. I know 4 people that have text me and ask me, "Hey, when does this come out? Is this real or when does this come out?" And giving them the update on it. And I think that that's kind of an indicator that a shoe is going to be a hype shoe. Is that when people who don't wear shoes are looking for it. So not only do you have us, the regular sneakerheads that are looking for this shoe, you have other people that are adding into that mix, along with resellers who, and not just your regular resellers, but other people who might just resell other shit in general who see an opportunity to potentially make a quick buck jumping in and trying to make money. So it just adds to the chaos. I mean, let me look while you guys, I mean, Chris, what do you think?
I think as long as Travis Scott lows are not in your JD, Finish Line, Detail, or Hibbets, stores like that, there is going to be hype surrounding the shoe, no matter what the color is. Some colors are going to be more sought after than others when you get to those like traditional chocolate brown, olive greens, off-white colors, like the sail color, um, colors of the low tops. Those are going to be maybe a little bit more hype than the white and what's that? The white, yellow, blue, and not the pink ones. But in general, if you can't go to a store or get in a raffle at the stores, like I named, there's always going to be hypes around it, and they're always going to sell out no matter what. People are going to make a couple of dollars on it because they're probably on StockX for not
Yeah,
very much.
well, right now they're going for respectively, like I'm looking at a size 11, which is always an indicator. Size 11 is going for 379 on the tropicals. The tropicals are the ones with the red Nike swoosh sign, and the smaller sizes, of course, your typical. Damn, a men's 3.5, which is a kid shoe, is going for fucking 15,000 right now. I'm sorry, 1,583.
Yeah.
And then your like 5.5s, which is mainly like your women and your kids. Those are going in the 700s. Let me look at the shy pink, which I think that the Shy Pink is going to have more interest because, yeah, the Shy Pink isn't going for as much, but the average is more so steady. You got the smaller sizes in like the 600s, and then as you get, the sizes get bigger, it kind of tails down to the 390 mark or so. So I mean, but for a shoe that's going to be 155 retail, yeah, that's still
Hmm.
a come up.
Yeah. 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 See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, long as you you have to enter in the raffle online to get the shoe, it's going to be, some type of hype surrounding that shoe. I mean, and
Yeah,
it's just the same formula, rinse and repeat, the same shoe that's been out for the past, shoot, I don't know how long, but it's been 10 years.
yeah, because I haven't entered any raffles for it yet. I mean, when I see it's on sneakers, I have to be honest. I know people say don't rely on sneakers, but when I see some on sneakers, I like my chances. So
Yeah,
I figure you're not gonna hit both of them. You're not gonna hit
yeah.
both of them on sneakers. But if you hit, I feel like I'm gonna hit one. So whichever one I hit, whatever I hit, I hit. That's what I'm gonna go with. Like I ain't really worried about it. I just want
Maybe
a
maybe I should
raffle.
try to enter it just cause to trade it for
You,
something.
you- I was just about to say you're not interested in these at all. Well, I mean, I figured because the pink,
No,
maybe not
no, it ain't for me. I mean, if I were to enter, I would use it as trade bait to get
trade
like
bait.
the brick after brick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
That's
I
what I
got
would
you.
do.
And you could probably do a straight trade on that. Probably even get something extra or something. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you
So
know, I just
so that's
figured
what
you
I
had
would.
like a. I just figured you had a pink tall tee or something from '05 or something that
From back in the
That's
day
crazy.
yeah,
I
five for
never.
five for 20.
with some jabos.
I'm
Oh
from that.
man,
I had some Jabos. I never had no tall tees. I worked at, for that store, Foot Locker, and that was the thing. 4 for 20, 4 t-shirts for 20, tall tees or regular.
you get the 4 for 20, and then you walk over to the wall and you get your 2 for 89.
Oh my God, that was a time.
Man,
What a time to be alive.
shit was crazy. I can't even fathom like how good we had it back then. I mean, it wasn't like you had heat that was in the 2 for 89, but you had some solid picks in
Yeah.
2 for 89. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
absolutely.
bad. You definitely had some solid picks, but yeah, I think the Travises I think they're gonna do numbers. I'm interested to see when we come back next week, what the StockX and the GOAT numbers are looking like. So we'll see. May the shoe guys be with you. If you enter any raffles, I say that every week is a big shoe coming out. May the shoe guys be with you.
hmm
So let's take a look. And also one thing that's kind of getting faded out in this, the return of the Toro Bravo 4s. Man, nobody's talking about that. I mean, Chris, you're kind of on the scene in terms of like on the ground seeing how everything's kind of playing out. Have you got any calls about that, or what do you think the hype is on that?
Surprisingly, not as much as I thought, I kind of staffed up when I made the schedule for Saturday just to be, prepared for, a line or anything like that. But shoot, haven't had as many phone calls as I would thought that we would have. So yeah, I'm sure they'll sell. I thought it would be more interest for the shoe. Fours are hot right now. Red is a hot color. So but not so much. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Christine. I definitely know that isn't your color. And I'm sorry, Queen. I know that's not your color, but also I want to clarify because, somebody asked me this. They was like, "Does your co-host like really hate red?" Is she like? I know they were kind of getting along. So I was like, "No, it ain't no gang affiliation or anything like that." I was like, "I really don't know." I was like, "But I know that." I told him if I had to give a guess, I was like, "It probably got something to do with just high school," because I was like, I'm thinking about where she went to high school. Middle school, probably I was like, the colors are always blue and white. So I was like, that would kind of, I would assume, plays something into it. So, but yeah, I know that this may be not your cup of tea. So do you think that you think these gonna sit?
I mean, I think they might sit for a little bit, but I think by the end of summer, they'll be off the shelves for the most part, in my opinion. Cause I mean, red is a hot shoe in the summertime. It pops, it always is gonna stand out versus the 12s that's dropping that, they're black and red, so a little bit darker. Some people may not get those and get these instead. So I'm thinking and fours are pretty hot going on right now. So I think they might sit just a little bit, but I think by end of summer they won't be sitting on the shelves that long. But I will address the blue thing. Okay, it's no gang affiliation. Actually, I'm a Virgo. My birthday's in September. My
Ooh,
birthstone is sapphire. Oh, don't do that. Not too much now.
dang.
But my birthstone is blue, okay? And I've always liked blue as a kid. I wasn't a girly girl, I was a little tomboy, played sports, so
I
I
can
always
see
wore
that.
like boy clothes, which boy clothes was blue. And so it just kinda but now in my adult years, I got adult money. I was like, I know blue looks good on me, it's my color. That's all it is. That's so
Speak on it.
yeah.
Huh? Alright. I heard ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm like, do you. Like nothing wrong with that at all. So thank you for clarifying that, Queen. We appreciate that. I'm just checking over the calendar to see. Also, I don't know if this at this point should we even mention phone posits.
I mean, we could,
Somebody gonna buy 'em.
yeah, somebody will buy them. You know, I mean, I'm not connected to phone positives in any kind of way. Our store never have sold them. In the past, we've, been like, yo, why can't we get these in the stores? But at this point, I'm glad we don't because I mean,
They just said,
I mean, it had its comeback. What was it? A couple of years ago, they were kind of hot,
and not
but I
even
think that
that.
that time has passed.
Yeah, shit, going back to like the 2010s, yeah, phones were hot. The Galaxy phone came out last year, and it was like, to me, it was kind of a limited release. But outside of that, shit, all the phones are fucking setting. Like every phone
Yeah.
that I could think of that has come out, with the exception of maybe one or two, has just set. Like this week, May 29th, we have the Phone Posit Pro Gem Red coming out. So it's an entire red Phone Posit Pro. And I just don't know if people have that. Do people still have the appetite for phones? I don't. You go in a Foot Locker and you see phones sitting all on the wall.
Think, because you gotta think like back in the day when phones was hot and popular, the artist that, wore the phones was Wale. He was heavy into wearing phone
Hmm.
posits. And I think, with that him being that artist, I'm not saying he made them popular, like, but of course that was just one of the big things of artists wearing, and sometimes people follow the trend of what artists are wearing. Not probably so much nowadays, and I feel like phone posits is just one of those shoes that's kind of falling off. You have other brands and other options that people are like, hey, I can get something else for this same price. They're not gonna sell out, so I get them when I get them, and I wear them when I wear them. They may sit long enough to not even cost anything, or you can get them cheaper, on StockX or Go or something later on if it's something a person like they decide that they want later on. But I just think it's just not as popular because there's just so many shoes out now from different brands that this is just one that's starting to kind of dwindle down and fall off.
Yeah, and the phone posit. Who has an appetite for a 200? Phones are with 230, 240. Nobody really has the appetite for that. If I could wait, catch it on sale, great. Outside of that, I'm not really worried about it. Just to kind of wrap up the release segment, there are a couple of things of significance that I do want to mention quickly. The McDonald's Nike Book 2 is coming out, the Sedona. It's a collaboration with Devin Booker, his Nike Book 2, and it's a McDonald's colorway. It's a special McDonald's that's only in, I believe, Arizona, that instead of having the golden arches, they have like turquoise or Sedona color arches. So that collab is coming out on the 2nd of June. And there will be another Caitlin Clark Kobe 5 that's coming out. This one is coconuts, and it's the coconut milk colorway, and it's nice. I'm looking at it, and we all know how I feel about Kobe, so yeah, I'm a try.
Sure,
Yeah,
as you should.
so yeah, so we shall see. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty light. The month of June isn't as heavy on the Jordan side, so we are gonna have to find something to take up the release section because it's really not. June and July are pretty steep on releases. I think Jordan Brand only has like one or two releases each month, so we'll see. That means I'll get to save some money. So
Yeah, buddy.
I'm actually happy about that. I can wait till August to focus on shit. So all right, let's go ahead and move on. There's a lot going on in the world, and I definitely want to talk about that. And I really don't know where to start because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of sick of seeing this online. I'm past the point in wanting to really talk about it. But again, we talk about everything here. Cheyenne Bryant. Is you a
Ooh.
doctor or ain't you a doctor? Like, which one is it? Like,
Hey, she doubling down, man. She ain't.
Yeah.
She's saying she is, but she does not feel like she has to present any certificates or for her, doctorate. So I mean, hey, she standing 10 toes down. Like, listen, if you gonna rock with me or
Right.
you ain't.
I'm,
No, I'm
I'm,
not calling myself a life coach. I'm a
Right.
doctor, so I can charge
Mhm.
that doctor price. You
hey,
Mhm.
know. So I mean,
I'm be honest with you. I went on her website and signed up for a consultation. I don't give a fuck what she is. Like, she could be a doctor. She could be a fucking magician. Like, she could be a fucking esquire or she could be knighted. I don't give a fuck. Like, after I saw that video of her on that yacht with that swimsuit on, I said, "Oh, I don't give a fuck no
You
more.
did.
I could give two fucks, doctor. What you want me to call you?
oh
Shit, hey
man.
doc. Like shit, I will go get Doctor Cheyenne Bryant tattooed on my arm tomorrow. If I could have kicked it with her on that boat, fuck that. Like she
That's
that
that's not up for debate.
that's another thing that I want to kind of put out there. Pretty privilege is a thing. Do you think if Cheyenne Bryant,
Absolutely.
if she looked like Oprah, would there be, because I feel like it's split kind of down the middle, like either 50-50 or 60-40 going either way. But I mean, if Cheyenne Bryant looked like Oprah, I feel like that the backlash would be like
No,
almost
you got
damn
to
near
go further than
universal.
that. You got to go. No, not even open. You got to go further than that. You got to go like Gabby Sidibe or somebody like that. Because I mean,
Yeah,
that's you got to go to like a. I don't even want to say extreme. I mean, but I'm just saying, just optics of what someone looks like. She wouldn't be able to pull
Mhm.
that off.
Right.
yeah.
I
They'd
think
be like,
the
man,
pretty
get out of
privilege
here.
and the way she carries herself, and that's another thing. Everybody look at her as like just a generally well put together person, and then the
Mm,
people in her proximity, right? That makes a huge difference. Because granted, prior, you can become a doctor whenever, but prior to when she was on, the TV shows and stuff like that, they never called her Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Whereas, you watch other shows, I can't think of the name of it, Housewives of Potomac, Dr. Osefa, Wendy, her name is Wendy. She's on there. She makes sure people call her doctor because she went, got her doctorate, and she was like, no, you will address me as doctor. So a lot of times people who actually have gone and gotten their doctorate degree, like they want that line of respect because of the high proximity of them getting it. So I think, yeah, she's doubling down, but she just doesn't have the credentials to show that she's a doctor. But again, she's been able, online you can be whoever, right? And as long as you do it for so long, people are gonna believe it. And then now, like, because nobody questioned it until now. She's been calling herself that for, I believe, a very long time. But if you go back to when she was on the shows, it just was Cheyenne Bryant. She just was never, they never said she was a doctor or anything. And then she could have got it afterwards. But I think she gonna stick with it. It's like, because the other thing is, not everybody can counsel her. You know what I mean? Because not everybody knows her, and then it's not everybody gonna be
Right.
on her side either. So she's like Chris said, either you gonna rock with me or you're not. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep getting booked. Somebody gonna pay for me, Wallace.
Well, and
Somebody gonna like me.
is
yeah.
and is like
Mhm.
I rock with you, baby. Like I'm gonna go get some
Yeah.
shirts made. Shit, fuck that. So I mean, at this point, like I
I mean,
really
at this
don't.
point, you just have to die with the lie.
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I'm kind of just tired of the debate. Like it's some shit that we just need to move on from, and this is definitely one of them. But one thing that I do want to pivot, and I know, guys, this wasn't in our production meeting, but I feel like that we need to touch on it because this has been going on for the past 2 weeks. How do you all feel about the whole Kevin Hart situation? Did you see he went on the Breakfast Club to try to address it? How do you all? Yeah,
I mean,
he
I saw
went. He
clips
went.
of it.
Yeah,
I saw clips of him, and for the most part, the clips that I've seen is that he's basically defending the comics. I mean, he's a comic, he's a comedian, and he's defending them. He did say that the Tony, what's his name, Tony Hitchcliffe or Heathcliff or
yeah.
whatever his name is. He
Mhm.
said that the George Floyd joke was in poor taste. But he said that outside of that, he had one of the best sets. I have yet to see the Kevin Hart roast. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to who had the best set, who was the funniest, and whatnot. But he did say that he did not see any of because people were saying that he approved the jokes or gave his thumbs up on
Yeah,
the joke.
I don't believe
And
that. Hell no.
and on the clips on the Breakfast Club, he said I did not see any of them. He said, "Why would I do that?" He said, "Why would I, read the joke so I can not laugh because I already know the setup, I know the punchlines and all of that." So I do believe on that. I believe that he did not um
Mm,
read any of the jokes or anything went past his desk or whatever you want to say it. But um I mean, I believe that. I mean, I believe that part. I don't believe that you have to defend all of the comedians because I mean, some of the shit just was just low hanging fruit, just lazy, if you will.
Yeah,
Cheryl's so
and
black that it's just stuff that's so easy, just the racial stuff, and when a woman comes up there, automatically, you slept with so many men that she's automatically a whore. The black people are so black that, or so that's my 2 cents on it.
so I didn't see, I didn't watch the Breakfast Club episode, but I end up watching the actual Kevin Hart roast. And it wasn't that I wanted to. I was kicking it with somebody that was like, "Oh, let's watch this." I was like, "All right, cool." And so I ended up watching it. To me, um,
it was on
some of the
Netflix,
jokes was
right?
just, yeah, some of the jokes are in to me in poor taste, in a general
Did
sense.
y'all? You say you were. I hate to cut you off. You were watching it with somebody. Did y'all end up making it all the way through?
Yes, Wallace. Golly. Dang. You act like people just can't have friends. Man, you tripping. Yes. I seen the whole thing.
It's
God.
3 hours. I mean, it's
Anyway,
long. So
so watching it is, I feel like some of the jokes were very much in poor taste. I am not a diehard Kevin Hart fan, but I've watched some of his
Never
stuff.
have
I haven't
been.
watched anything of his stuff lately, but of course watching this, I also, the portion I didn't want to watch was Cat Williams because I like Cat Williams as a comedian. And I feel like, his segment is going to be funny regardless. Um, but I know they were reading off teleprompters. Like, you could tell they were reading off teleprompter. There was jokes that was already out there. I don't 100%, like I said, I didn't watch The Breakfast Club, but I don't 100% believe that Kevin Hart let something go across his desk and not approve it with the type of connection he has with Netflix. Also, you got to think of the editing of stuff that went into it. You know what I mean? It's not like they just left everything in there. That roast probably was a 5 hour, show, and they cut it down to 3 and some change. I think that he's seen and approved a lot of the stuff. It is just some of the stuff became backlash, so now he has to defend it. Also, a lot of the jokes, like Chris said, we know the jokes, we know the punchlines, women being whores, black people being black. Some of them jokes, I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm over this as a whole. But of course, Kevin Hart thinks it's funny. I also think Kevin Hart laughs at anything. So yes, I do believe he knew the jokes. He was still going to laugh regardless because that's how Kevin Hart acts. Kevin Hart will laugh if you blink too hard. He gon' everywhere if you blink too hard because that's just who he is, because he's, a little bit over the top and dramatic. I just, you know, it's okay. Just not something I would recommend for people watch. If anything, skip to the Cat Williams part because Cat Williams funny. but I think they just did that,
Yeah,
reconcile for the hell
I'm
of it.
surprised.
'Cause
I'm
he said
surprised
he
they
did
let
it to
Cat
get
on there.
paid. That does but he said, because of the beef, I watched it and Cat Williams addressed it. He was like, they asked me to come on here because Cat Williams not gonna ask to come. They asked, he agreed, they probably paid him. He said, I did this to get paid, which we know Cat Williams gonna get paid. Not that he need the money, but I think the other thing is they needed a big surprise for the roast because you knew like The Rock was gonna be there. These other people was gonna be there because he worked with them on, different shows, Netflix, other comedy things. But the Cat Williams part is the surprise to be like, hey, y'all, Cat Williams here. Cat Williams like, hey, you gotta cut me this check. Cat Williams already got his own, connection with Netflix because he has his, multiple specials
Yeah.
on Netflix also. So it's like, hey, he might have more money, more specials. Like, hey, if you do this, we gonna give you this, right? And I don't feel like Cat Williams selling out, but also Cat Williams, just get your money, okay? Get your money. I don't think,
And,
and I think a lot of stuff won't be addressed again after with the Cat Williams and Kevin Hart. It's just kind of be like whatever, they go about their business separate ways. I think it was just kind of publicity a little bit for the Kevin Hart to make the roast better, in my opinion, because that was the best part to me, my opinion.
yeah, and I haven't seen it. So I don't really have any like comment or perspective. The only thing I will say is that that joke, it ain't shit about what happened to George Floyd that's funny. There's no comic on earth that can spin that in a way that would make me laugh. But that's me. Now, the one thing that makes me cringe about it is that when somebody brings it up or makes light of it, it gives these racist motherfuckers online ammunition, or if they feel like now they have permission to amp the shit up, and they don't realize there's people like me that are online that will cuss them the fuck out. So it's just it sets off shit. It's some shit we just need to leave where it's at, and I don't, find that funny. But I'm also of the opinion that roast or one of the spaces to where is that it's one of the last spaces in comedy that you really can be uncensored and say really fucked up stuff because that's the platform or the I guess the kind of thing that a roast is set up to be. Is meant to be fucked up. It's almost like a public humiliation ritual in a sense.
Yeah,
I mean, so
it certainly
I
is.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. I mean, again, it's never been one of those things where that I see somebody's doing a roast and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch that, or oh, let me tune into that. It's never been something that's been high on my list of things to watch. I mean, will I check it out? Like, I'm pretty sure Cats, little segment was funny as fuck, but then again, I just haven't really been a big fan of stand up lately.
Stand up ain't what it used to be. And I think the other thing is because, of course, obviously social media, so people record, you can see someone stand up. So they're not able to tell the same jokes every day on tour from city to city, right? And what I've seen, obviously, with a lot of comedians that I do kind of watch, with their stand up, the crowd work, crowd work is
Yeah,
the best thing, but everybody can't do crowd work. But they a lot of comedians are really having to lean into crowd work, so nothing is 100% the same, but they have like their little gimmick that they do with the crowd work. Because who's one of the comedians I watch? Nate Jackson. I watch him from time to time. He's pretty funny. I've seen him live, and and it's different because of course you watch something in clips like on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. He actually ended up getting a Netflix special, but it's clipped up, and then you go to the show and you like, this is more funny on social media because you only getting the funny parts. You're not getting the
yeah.
in between. And so I think that's what's making it also even harder in that part because you just see the funny clips or what they present as funny. And then what's one of the other comedians? Mojo Jackson or Mojo Jones, something like that. I've been watching him a little bit because I think he's on tour with Nate Jackson right now, and one of his little punchlines, like he do a lot of crowd work, and some comedians rely heavily on the crowd work. They don't have actual jokes. And I think that was another thing that I realized when I went to see Nate Jackson in person. I was like, what actual jokes do he have to make me laugh outside of the crowd work? And trying to do that with Mojo Jones or whatever his name is. He got like his little punchline of like, I know you fucking lying. Like how you just said that.
Yeah.
He say that in his stand up. I mean, that's part of his like in everything that he say, or he tell somebody in the crowd, like, hey, call him up. And then he'll do that part. Like that's his thing in his stand up comedy. And so they have to be a little bit more creative, but that's usually the juice of it. There's no real jokes versus like you watch a Cat Williams, right? You know he's gonna have actual jokes and be funny. He don't really do a whole lot of crowd work. You know you're gonna sit there and laugh. If you got watch an hour, you're gonna at least laugh about 45 minutes and it's worth your
Mhm.
attention. So, I think it's a little different. I just watched the Netflix Funny AF, like the little kind of American
Like,
Idol style comedian thing. I
Mhm.
just finished that little 8 episode thing or whatever and watching it. And again, I knew exactly what was gonna happen with the comedians and who was kind of gonna go and stuff like that. So I feel like it was you could tell who to make dramatics, but some of those, they did the work, the crowd work, the stand up comedians and stuff like that. Watching some people that's kind of unknown for me, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, but I won't watch a second season. I'm not gonna lie, I won't.
I mean, just thinking, going kind of touching on what you said in terms of people who kind of use the crowd. One person who a lot of people don't give, I don't hear many people talk about his stand up, but I've personally seen him and it surprised the fuck out of me how funny he was. Country Wayne, like, if you've ever been to a Country Wayne show, Country Wayne is funny as fuck.
He is. I did see
And
him one time.
he used the audience. I would say 75% of his show was him using the audience, and it's always different. It was hilarious. I
Mhm.
That's probably one of the best times I've had at a comedy show. And another one that I know Chris may not like. A lot of people listening to this may not like, but Corey Holcomb funny as hell. Corey Holcomb, and no, and I don't care if you don't like him. And again, I get that he's polarizing, but even comedians will say Corey is probably one of the most talented comedians out there, but Corey creates his own problems. So it makes people not like him. But again, I've seen some of the best comics come through St. Louis, and Corey's probably one of the best. Ari Spears, I've seen him twice. I've actually seen Ari Spears 3 times. And the first time I was he came to my college at EIU. He was okay. He was funny, but it wasn't like second time I saw him here in St. Louis. He was funny as hell. And then I saw him one third time, and it was kind of like, bro, like, nah, you should have had like an edible before you came on stage or something. Um, but the one person who I saw and I got the ticket for free, and I'm actually glad I went because I would have paid to see it. Sinbad funny as fuck.
I
yeah,
would
I've
never
seen it.
thought to go watch see Sinbad in person.
Sinbad is funny as fuck. Sinbad don't curse, but man, Sinbad had, and again, shout out to Sinbad. I know he had his health issues, so he hasn't been on the road in a while. But yeah, Sinbad was. He really shows you why people consider him one of the best back, in the '90s and shit. But Sinbad was super dope. But yeah, I definitely wanted to touch on that. And because again, that's been the talk on social media for the past 2 weeks. And honestly, I think Kevin Hart did himself a disservice by going on the Breakfast Club because people are calling him and Uncle Tom and, all kind of shit. So they are,
Yeah, because he's
yeah,
basically defending those guys, and it just
yeah.
comes
So,
off. The optics of it isn't very good, you know. And I think people, I
yeah.
mean, right in today's climate and everything, comedians have a really tough job because cancel culture is real. You can go out there and say something, off the cuff and get, your ticket sales gone. You can, because of social media, it gets out there real fast. So some people just not like are so big, like your Dave Chappelle's, like he don't, yeah, he's so
Dave Chappelle
big.
don't give a fuck.
He
Too
can't
big to
get canceled.
fail. Yeah,
He
too
too
But
big
big
you
to
to
got to think
fail.
fail.
about Dave Chappelle. He came out at a time where comedians, because I'm not gonna say they could say whatever, but they weren't criticized as much. But I think comedians nowadays say some things very much in poor taste with the climate, in my opinion. Like
Well, I
Dave
mean, he
Chappelle
does.
wouldn't say a George Floyd joke. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't do that versus these other
No,
comedians will.
but he did say a Charlie Kirk joke.
Honestly.
And again, I'm not a Charlie Kirk fan, and I won't ever defend Charlie Kirk. But again, it's kind of
Fair.
like,
Fair.
yeah, that's Dave Chappelle don't give a fuck. But again, the George Floyd
No, he
thing,
don't.
again, Dave Chappelle know that his base is black people, and
Mhm.
he's black, so he has I won't say he's wouldn't do it, but it's like that means something to him, like that has a significance to him, in which he knows like I'm not gone. There's nothing funny I can say about that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. My favorite comedian right now is Ali Sadiq.
You know, I think he on tour right now.
Nigga said who? Ali Sadiq? Bald head dude. He tells stories. He tell a lot of stories. He's real funny.
I know
He
who you're
been to
talking about.
jail,
Yeah.
out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay. I just wasn't the name just wasn't I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, he's definitely funny. I don't have anybody in
All
particular
this
that
stuff on YouTube for free. All this
I
stuff.
don't have anybody in
Yeah.
particular that I'm looking at or that I'm super, excited to see. So, but moving on, just wanting to touch on not the WNBA. We will get into that, but the NBA playoffs. Like Chris, have you been watching?
I've watched pretty much every San Antonio OKC game. I have not watched all. Well, it's over now. The
Yeah, that
Knicks
shit
and
was
Cleveland. That was just.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
it was
was
so underwhelming. It was so
yeah
underwhelming. And
yeah
I wanted to root against the Knicks so bad. I still am rooting against the Knicks. But I'm just saying the Cleveland didn't give me anything. I mean, they shot they wad in the first game and they never recovered after they, lost that game when they were up 20 plus points in the fourth quarter. They never recovered from that. They just that ball club is that team is pathetic.
yeah. That was inexcusable. I don't. Hell, I turned that game off and thought that it was over, and the Knicks came all the way back. That really took the wind out of Cleveland sails.
Yeah,
They didn't know what the fuck to do. So
they never recovered.
yeah, and after that, I feel like that series was over after game two. They were down 2. I was like, yeah, this ain't looking good. And James Harden
Yeah,
just completely,
he
fed
did what he
more
do.
into the narrative. And I was wrong. I thought, hell, lightning has to strike at least once. And
Mm-mm.
no, James Harden he already had a hosting gig lined up in Vegas because he was probably on a plane Sunday night to go to Vegas for Memorial Day party. That
Hmm.
the debate of him being a top 5 shooting guard is over. He's not a top 5 shooting guard. You cannot put
Mm-mm.
him in the top 5 anymore because he just disappears, and I'm no James Harden fan can defend him. I wanted to take my James Harden shoes and like throw all them away. That's
Only
them
thing they'll
all.
do is the James Harden defenders. The one thing they always do, and I've talked to a few of them. First thing they do when you talk about his postseason and how he doesn't show up and all of this. The first thing they do is, but when he was in Houston, they always point to Houston and how awesome he was in Houston. I was like, yeah, but he still didn't
No
get to the
shit.
finals or the Eastern Conference. I said, sure, he had some awesome regular seasons, but I mean. But they go straight to Houston when he was, awesome. But I mean, still, whatever.
Yeah, I'm over it. Like I don't. And as far as the San Antonio OKC series, I'm gonna be honest. I watched 2 of those games, and they are unwatchable.
Okay,
OKC
see it.
is they are worse than the fucking Lakers. They just don't maybe make as much, bitch as much as the Lakers, but they are when it comes to the flop and shit. Like it's
Yes.
unwatchable.
Yep.
Dog, if he
Yep.
go if SGA shoot, let's just say 20 times. I'm just saying, if he shoot 20 times, he gonna fall down on the floor at least 10, at least 8. I mean, he gonna shoot and you gotta fall down on the floor every time. I'm just talking about straight jump shots. I'm not even talking driving to the hole. Like Jesus Christ, man, it's getting worse and worse.
It's
Yeah.
really and It's unbearable. Christina, have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I actually was out yesterday watching the game. And I was just like, this series,
Were you out by yourself?
why you in my business? I'm grown. I'm an adult. Okay. Now when I got some food, watch the game, had a little drink. Cool. Anyway, watch the game. And I mean, obviously the series is 3-2. One, I think with this series, whoever wins, they're gonna be tired going into playing the Knicks. Because if it goes 7, right, tired. Legs tired, body's tired, all the flopping, the fouling, and everything that's going on. And I think, the Knicks got fresh legs, they got time to rest, things like that. And watching, I'm just like Chris said, every time you turn around, somebody's on the floor. You seen one where they ain't even get hit. I'm like, this is I kept watching because I was out, but also before the game ended, I decided to leave and head home. And I was just like, it is what it is. So,
Yeah, but
we'll see the games tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7:30. So I'll probably watch that and see what
I
happens.
mean, at some point, I feel like the NBA is going to have to step in and do something about this because it is taken away from the game. Like some of these teams are gaming the fuck out of the system. And not only that, I really feel like that the officiating, like people didn't pay attention to what the Lakers were saying because, of course, you either hate the Lakers or you feel like they bitch too much. Hell, I like the Lakers and I feel like they bitch too much. So I really don't pay attention to some of the stuff that they complain about because they complain about everything. But I'm actually starting to see it. The refs do not call shit on OKC. I watched the segment to where is it not only the segment but in the game where San Antonio's coach obviously was calling timeout and the refs just ran past him.
Yep.
He was doing the coach review. He was trying to do the review. Yeah, and they was just like, he
So
was like, what the fuck?
yeah, like it's crazy. Like they are Ray Charles when it comes to shit outside of like going for a OKC, and it makes it so not watchable. And I'm again like you say, Christina, whoever wins this series is going to have tired legs, and don't be surprised if the Knicks catch you off guard that first game or two because the Knicks like to run and the Knicks play hard defense and they make crisp, clean passes. They pass the ball. They have you running all across the floor. So I don't know. I don't think I won't definitively say that the Knicks don't have a chance, but it will be interesting. The one thing that I will say is that there are two things in this country that we may not survive as a country. You think that the shit with Trump, we won't survive? No. If the Knicks ever win the NBA championship and the Dallas
Oh my
Cowboys
God.
win a Super Bowl, the country will not survive that shit because those two fan bases, especially New York,
Oh my God.
you will never get anybody from New York to shut the fuck up ever
No,
again.
they don't shut up already.
It's I've already seen it. I got a homeboy that I went to college with. This nigga is damn near. I'm surprised he ain't went and got like his whole body tattooed blue and orange. Like it's not even funny. It's really aggravating. Like I have him muted on all my social media because it's just like nigga, shut the fuck up. Like damn.
Listen, they've
They
been
were
waiting for this
already
all their life,
delusional.
man.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were
I
already
do.
delusional.
I want to circle back to some because I was talking about this the other day. How we was talking about the flopping and everything, and I seen this on social media about it says Albert Sanders Jr., the NBA executive vice president and head of referee operations, and NBA official James Williams both have tweets or reports detailing their support for the OKC Thunder. And then they talk about how the tweets were from 2012 where they were supporting the Thunder, and then James Williams in 2026 NBA playoffs where he had received a lot of scrutiny of like the fines for the Phoenix Suns game from Devin Booker. So that's another thing. OKC with the flopping, and you got refs in your back pocket, and then the vice president. You can get away with it if that's the case. If they support.
I mean, Chet Holmgren is literally grabbing Wembley's arm, holding him down while
Mm-hmm.
he jumps. I really want Wembley. If Wembley knew, all right, let's say
Wembley.
for instance, I'm sorry, Wemby. The game that they knew that they were gonna lose, like the previous game. You're already down 20-25.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, get ejected. Elbow the shit out of him. Just knock his ass out. Like just take that ejection. You know they ain't gonna let you be ejected. The league is not probably gonna let you be ejected for an entire game. I mean,
But
do
the thing
something. But
is,
he
it ain't
did.
even got to be Wemby. The
Yeah, just
7,
knock
8,
his
9,
ass
10th
out.
man on the bench. Put
Go
this
knock
guy
his
in.
ass. His
Yeah.
his soft ass, as skinny as he, man. Look, go in there. Who was that? I can't remember who it was, but somebody. It was a Celtics game. This is back in like the '80s. I can't remember if it was Dr. J or if it was. I feel like it was Kareem. Got knocked down and casually got up and just knocked the shit, like punched. I think it was Kevin McHale. Yeah.
Probably. So I know it was Kareem. Was it the Celtics he was playing? Maybe so. But I remember
Yeah.
Kareem getting up and knocking somebody out. Or
Yeah,
throwing some.
like dude, man, like the NBA need that. Like, I think a lot of this shit would be cut out if the NBA add a little bit of that hockey shit. Hockey don't have these problems because they let you fight. Like the NBA, I miss that about the NBA. The NBA has got soft in. I was talking about LeBron to somebody, and I'm a LeBron fan. I've been a LeBron fan since he came into the league. He's been my favorite player. But the one thing that I will always hate about LeBron is that I feel like he doesn't hate losing as much as some of the other greats. That's my one knock against him, and it irritates the hell out of me. So when he got swept by OKC and then hearing him tell, Shea and them, hey, go win another one. Nigga, no. I hope y'all get annihilated the next round. Like, fuck that. If I can't win one, fuck y'all. Like, no. Like, I don't like that shit. Like that friendly demeanor. Like, no. Like, nigga, I want to
Yeah.
go lock myself in the gym and get better over the summer and come back and, we pick up maybe somebody else and we murder y'all ass next year.
Yeah.
I just don't. I hate that about the NBA now. I want people to not like each other. But these motherfuckers will go into free agency and then join the team. So
Mm.
it just sucks, man. Well, team, with that, I feel like now is a good stopping point for us to kind of wrap up. Want to kind of just get you all's final thoughts on things for this week. Christina, what would you say your final thoughts are for the night?
With the shoe releases, I think the resale is not as big as it it was, and it's still durable with the big brick by bricks being able to be achieved at a decent price, in my opinion. Um, Over Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, whatever she is, I'm sick of it. She's not a doctor to me, but do your thing, get your money, and keep it moving. This NBA Finals, I'm gonna watch tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the game to see who make it on to the next round if it goes a full 7. But like I said, whoever makes it out of this, they're gonna be tired. They're gonna be tired, and the Knicks will have a great chance of winning, and they'll just be like, never be able to hear that down.
Go
I
ahead,
hate the
Chris. What about you?
Knicks. Let me start off by saying I hate the Knicks. Fuck the Knicks. I hate them so much. With shoes to the people, to people listening, to everybody, don't be corny. You get a shoe, it's good for you. But it is for you. It's not don't put nobody down for something that they got, even if they get the Hacienda Jordans. Um, as far as anything else, F the Knicks again. That's all I got.
With that being said, I do want to wish everybody good luck this weekend on getting those. If you go for the Travis Scotts, good luck to you. They drop this Friday. If you're listening to this, and it probably drops tomorrow, which we should be dropping on Thursday. And the one point that I do want to make is that at the end of the day, there's one thing that I'm always going to stand on, and I mean this from my heart. Fuck Jason Whitlock. You that fat fuck. I cannot stand his fat ass. Like, he really pisses me off. And if I ever get a chance to see you, I'm just gonna have to take that afternoon in jail because I'm gonna fire off on you. I do not like you. You are Uncle Tom. Your takes have no type of depth. You say things just to like rage bait, and it pisses me off. You're not a reporter. You're not a sportscast. I can't think of any. I don't even know if you've ever played sports. But either way it goes, I just do not like you. I hate those fucking hats that you used to wear, those little tight ass fedoras. You're just a silly fat fuck who doesn't get any pussy. And with that,
All
I'm
right.
cool. That's it.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's always gonna be my standing. I'm gonna stand on that, and hopefully one day he hears this because I'm gonna stand on that. And I would love for him to join us one evening so I can tell him, live on a podcast, like I just don't like you, and if, it's like that if I ever see you. So
I'm dead.
that's an on-site ass whooping that's free of charge.
Damn.
So it is what it is. But with that being said, you all, I want to say thank you all for listening to us. As we say every week, any stream we get, we are extremely thankful for. You guys could be doing anything. You could listen to anybody's podcast. There are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, but you chose to listen to ours. We appreciate it. We will be back next week with more topics and more things to discuss. With that being said, we are out. This is the Kicking It Podcast. Y'all be easy.
Word.